Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, class. Hari ini teacher will continue our lesson, which is Cumulative Frequency Diagram or ogive. So this topic is included in statistics chapter. Okay, so before we learn more about what is Cumulative Frequency Diagram, what is the median, what is the interquartile range, and also what is the percentile. Okay, so I want you to know that actually you already learned what is the cumulative frequency before. Okay, so in form 2 we learned about cumulative frequency and also what is the boundaries of lower and upper class. Okay, so now go through how to construct the ogive. Okay, ogive ni kalau KPM punya syllabus dia sebut ni ogive. Kalau untuk IGCSE it call it as Cumulative Frequency Diagram. So I will combine both in IGCSE syllabus and also in KPM syllabus. Okay, so we go through. So now today we will learn how to construct, and also in this chapter I will explain to you what cumulative frequency is, and I will also provide you with cumulative frequency graph, which is we will use to find the median, quartiles and interquartile range width. Okay, cumulative frequency is an important topic on your math exam. Okay, okay, so go to the quick review, how to calculate the cumulative frequency. Ni review sahaja macam mana nak tengok cumulative frequency. So basically nak lukis cumulative frequency diagram ni biasa untuk x-axis kita akan gunakan upper boundary, and y-axis kita gunakan cumulative frequency. Inilah salah satu cara representation of data. Okay, before this kita belajar histogram, line graph. Okay, so cumulative frequency diagram is one of how to represent our data. Okay, so this one, ini table dia. Okay, biasa kalau kita cari cumulative frequency ni, kita cari the sum, determine the sum of its frequency with the total frequency of all its previous data or class interval. Let's say for this one, the first one, the frequency is 13. Okay, untuk second pula, bila cumulative kita gabungkan, so kita akan jadikan dia 13 plus 33, and then we get 46, and then kita gabungkan cumulative tu kita kumpulkan dia, so 46 tu, and then we plus with 35, which is 35 tu for the next frequency class of the class interval, and then we get 81, and then 81 we plus with 11, and we will get 92. Okay, so that is how to calculate the cumulative frequency. So we continue with the next slide. Okay, how to find the upper class boundaries. Okay, upper class boundaries ni saya akan divide into two form. Kalau tengok pada first table, biasanya IGCSE dia biasa bagi awak dalam untuk first table ni, dia bagi dalam bentuk interval. Dia dah bagi awak dalam bentuk limit, which is 150 until 160. Okay, and for the other tables, dia bagi awak dalam bentuk class interval. Beza kat situ. Actually kalau dia dah bagi dalam bentuk interval less than equal to macam tu, dia lagi senang bila awak nak cari upper class boundaries, sebab awak akan ambil limit, the last limit tu. Last limit tu itu ialah upper class boundary. For example, 150 less than h less than equal to 160. So 162 automatically will become the upper class boundary. And also 160 less than h less than equal to 170. So 170 will become the upper class boundaries. Okay, dia mesti syarat less than and equal to. So bila less than and equal to, automatically the number after that is the upper class boundaries. However, if the inequalities tu ialah only less than and there is no equal to, so dia masih lagi bukan the upper class boundary. Okay, that is for the first table. For the second table, we have the class interval from 6 until 10, from 11 until 15, from 16 until 20, from 21 until 25. Okay, that is the class interval. So, how to calculate the upper class boundaries? Actually, this upper class boundary you already learned in accuracy, how to find the limit of accuracy. So, just review from that part. So, we get 10.5 is actually from 10 and then you plus with 11. 11 tu is the next number for the next class. Okay, so 10 plus 11 divide by 2, so we get 10.5. And for 15.5, 15 plus 16 divide by 2 and then we get 15.5. 20.5 we get from 20 plus 21 divide by 2, which is 20.5. Okay, and so on. This is how we want to determine the upper class boundaries. Okay, so we go to the example. Okay, so this one saya ambil question from MOE as syllabus. Bisa soalan SPM macam ni lah. Okay, ogive ni biasa akan keluar dalam SPM. Okay, so this is example. The data below shows the number of books read by a group of 60 students in a year. So we have the class interval and also the frequency. So we want to construct a cumulative frequency table for the given data. Okay, so now you can see here the table given, the class interval given is in terms of interval, not in the limit form. Okay, so the first thing first, we construct a table, another table, we add another column for cumulative frequency and column for upper class boundary. Okay, so we add another two column for cumulative frequency and then the upper boundary. Okay, so the important part that you have to take note that before we draw the ogive or the cumulative frequency graph, we wajib add a class with frequency 0 before the first class. That is, before this kalau ingat kita belajar frekuensi polygon, tak silap saya masa form 2 dulu. Frekuensi polygon tu kita add a class with frequency 0 before and after. Before the first class and after the last class. Okay, but for cumulative frequency graph, we just add only a class with frequency 0 before the first class. Maknanya awak wujudkan another class with the same size. Class interval tu mesti same size, and then bila awak wujudkan benda yang tiada, so automatically the frequency dia tak akan jadi zero lah, sebab that one is out of the experiment. Okay, sebab apa? Sebab bila you want to draw the cumulative frequency, it must be start from 0. Okay, must be start from frequency 0. That is why you have to add another class. Okay, so for this one, dia bagi tadi kalau perasan from 6 until 10. That is the first class, right? So, awak tambah dia another class. Sebelum 6 ialah berapa? 5. So, 6 until 10, size class dia ialah 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, ada 10, ada 5. Size class dia ialah 5. So, kita akan start dengan 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, that is another class. Okay? 1 until 5. So, kita tambah kosong, cumulative frequency pun automatically become 0 and the upper boundary will be 5.5. And so, we complete the table. So, we complete the table now. So, 6 until 10 and then we get the frequency 3 and then the cumulative frequency is 0 plus 3 equal to 3, and the upper boundary is 10.5. And then for the next one, the cumulative frequency 3 plus 7 equal to 10, and the upper boundary is 15.5. And then 11 plus 10, which is 21, and the upper boundary is 20.5, and also so on ya. Okay, awak boleh tengok kat sini lah macam mana dia kira calculate the cumulative frequency and also the upper boundary. Okay, so how to, bila you dah complete this table, saya memang nasihatkan you all tambah add another column. Sebab bila you add another column, awak akan nampak lebih teratur part mana yang awak nak plot. Okay, so kan sekarang ni kita akan plot, kita akan tengok pada column upper boundary and cumulative frequency. So upper boundary will become the x-axis and the cumulative frequency will become the y-axis. Okay, so now kau tengok, awak tengok now 5.5 the upper boundary and the cumulative frequency is 0. And then 10.5 cumulative frequency is 3. Hi Cikgu Hazlina. Tengah record ni. Okay. Record dengar ya. Selikan ya, selikan. Okay. So this is how we draw the cumulative frequency graph. Ingat, we must start with frequency 0. That's why I ask you to add another class with frequency 0. Okay. The map. Okay, so you plot this one. You plot the ogive. And then, nak sambung. Sambung graph ni using your free hand only. Tak payah straight. Janganlah straight sangat. Use your free hand. Boleh guna flexible ruler. Okay. Okay, so this is how to draw the cumulative frequency graph. Okay, so we go to another example. Okay, so ni kira example for IGCSE question. That class interval given in limit, in terms of limit, which is from 0 until 5, and then 5 until 10, 10 until 15, and 15 until 20. So complete the cumulative frequency table as usual. We add the cumulative frequency table. Okay, so untuk upper boundary for this table, okay, we can see that it's already in limit. So we just take the right hand side limit, which is 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25 as the upper class boundaries. Okay. So now, tadi saya pesan ke awak, so tambahkan another class with 0 frequency. But for this case, you can see that the class limit is already start with 0 until 5. Okay, so kalau awak nak tambah another class before that, tak adalah, memang tak wujud lah, takkan negatif kan. Length takkan mungkin dalam negatif sebab the smallest length must be equal to 0. Dia dah sampai minimum limit dia dah. Okay, so awak tak perlu tambah. Kalau dia belum sampai minimum limit, okay, awak tambah pula dengan another class with frequency 0. So bila kita lukis dia akan kira macam ni. Okay, from 0 until 5. So 5 tadi dia akan start dengan 3. Okay, 5 akan start dengan 3. Okay, and then 10 dengan 13, 34, 38. Okay, kalau pasal kat ni dia memang akan start dengan kosong lah. Sebab ini kosong, automatik akan start kosong. Sebab sebelum tu memang kita tak tambah ada kelas dengan frekuensi kosong kan. So, kita assume lah dia memang start dengan kosong. Okay, memang start dengan kosong. Saya ajar terus start dengan kosong sebab nanti bila SPM, kalau tak start dengan kosong ni, dia akan effect awak punya graph. Okay. So awak hafal satu cara je sebab IG pun dia terima start dengan kosong. SPM memang wajib start dengan kosong. Okay, so that's all for today's lesson. So I want you to continue the exercise. Only 3 graph of ogive that you have to draw. Okay, so we will continue our lesson next week. How to determine the value of the value of median, quartiles and interquartile range.